devil's eye. No sense of good or evil, right or what you think you see, what you think you hear, purely, simply evil. The Maine Morgue Podcast. Theater of the Mind. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Maine Morgue Podcast. I'm Jamie Santamore. This is episode 13 of the podcast. During our relaunch, of course, I've done over 100 videos now through the various incarnations of this podcast, or vlog, whatever you want to call it. Couple of things. I'm wearing sunglasses this week because with the changing temperatures here in the Northeast, the heat tends to give me really bad headaches, and naproxen sometimes doesn't cut it, and I really wanted to do this show for you guys tonight, so I'm wearing blue blocker sunglasses while I record this episode. It makes it so I can see the screen and it doesn't hurt my head. And I also want to apologize for not having a blog up this week. Tuesdays are a very hectic day in my household with all this quarantine stuff, with homeschooling for my 3 autistic children. It's very hectic on Tuesdays here. And Wednesdays, today, I should have had this blog up today, but because yesterday was so hectic and today actually was kind of crazy, I didn't get a chance to shoot this last night and upload it today, so I'm doing it now. I will upload this tomorrow. Well, it will be Thursday. So I apologize for being late on those two things. This week's show, which is lucky number 13, is something that I don't do very often. I'm actually going to rank a series of movies, which I've done this before on this channel, many times, in fact. But I realized recently that my likes and dislikes within any franchise change over time. And I think a lot of it has to do with me being a filmmaker and seeing different things and seeing things differently. So this week's episode, I'm going to be ranking the Halloween movies 11 to 1. Some of these you will agree with, many of them you will not. Feel free to comment below with your rankings and your thoughts on these rankings. I do not respond to negative comments, so if you're going to do that, feel free, but don't expect a response from me. So these are my revised rankings of the Halloween franchise. Starting off with number 11, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. I think this is the movie that killed the franchise. Not Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, not H2O, not Resurrection, but Halloween 5. After this movie is when it goes off the goddamn rails. And some would say that, you know, with the mask in part 4, that's when it started. But no, it was part 5. For me, anyways. I kind of lost... It lost something for me after part 5. And during part 5. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Next up is Halloween Resurrection. And I usually like to rank this one a little higher because I like the concept of Halloween Resurrection. I think it lacks in... execution. And we have a saying in filmmaking: design and execute. I think the design of Resurrection is fucking amazing, especially for the time when it was being made. The execution is what was lacking, in my opinion. Next up, number 9, Halloween H2O. I don't like the fact that they disavow everything after Halloween 2. Because it doesn't make sense to me to start a new storyline. And I mean, they did the same thing with Halloween 4, 5, and 6. But having done that, I don't think you can really go back to after Halloween 2. I don't think you can do that. It's a great movie. It works in that trilogy, or even a 4-movie set. What is that, a quadrilogy? Is that what they call it? I don't know. Somebody comment below and tell me. If you want to throw Resurrection in there, that 4-movie set, it makes sense. But For me, it's a trilogy with Halloween, Halloween 2, and H2O. But yeah, that ranks number 9 on my list. Number 8 is Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, which I absolutely love this movie. And I'm not going to say whether it's the producer's cut or the theatrical cut. You can kind of, it's the same movie. But it's not really the same movie, but you know what I mean. I'm not going to put both of them on the list. Or I would put them tied at 8. I like the producer's cut better. I think it's a more complete movie. But for me, they should have done The Man in Black through parts 4, 5, and 6, and had the part 6 being the concluding factor. They really didn't mention it much in 4 because they just kind of created the character in 4. Or was it 5? I think it was 4. I don't remember. Anyways, Curse of Michael Myers was so convoluted and strange and weird and bizarre. It can't go any higher on this countdown, in my opinion. So those are my thoughts on that movie. Next up is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, which comes in at number 7 on my list. Which some of you might say it's kind of high on the list, or low on the list. Season of the Witch is an absolutely amazing film. If you don't call it Halloween 3. Because it doesn't have Michael in it. However, it does if you watch that movie. Halloween is playing on the TV in the bar, so therefore Michael Myers is in Halloween 3. Anyways, that's enough of me being a smartass. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch is a great story. It's really well done. Tom Atkins is phenomenal in this movie. And in recent years, Halloween 3 has gotten to be a cult classic with a major cult following. I'm actually wearing Halloween's 3 Season of the Witch socks during today's show, this week's show, which I got from the amazing folks at Fright Rags. These are absolutely amazing socks. They're soft. They got the cool little masks on them and the little shamrocks. Those are wicked cool. Get those at frightrags.com. Frightrags.com, excuse me. Frightrags slash, what is it? Fright slash rags.com. It's a really weird website. Anyways, frightrags.com. Same place I got this cool hat. Anyways, wow, I'm rambling this week. Number 6 is Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, which I thought the opening was amazing. The whole movie is really good. I really enjoy part 4 after, the debacle that was Halloween 3. Halloween 4 really fucking delivers everything you could imagine it being. It gives you. I love the introduction of Daniel Harris. I think the overall story is good. The script was really well written. And, you can nitpick here and there, like the dog. I did like the dog. But that's a Michael Myers thing. That's a Halloween thing. The characters were really well done. I thought they should have done more with the family of Jamie, Rachel, and Mr. and Mrs. Carruthers. There should have been more scenes with them, because it would have been more impactful at the end. Excuse me. Number 5 is Rob Zombie's H2. I absolutely love the Rob Zombie Halloween movies. For many reasons. And I know that's going to rub fans the wrong way, and that's fine. I love Rob Zombie's H2 because there's character development. You see the after effects of what happened to Laurie and what happened to Annie and Loomis and Sheriff Brackett. And it's something that is missing in the horror genre. We always get every, episode 2, or every part 2 of every franchise should have this in it. Hey, buddy. This is my co-host, Tad Cooper. He's a 4-year-old little fluff ball. Anyways, Rob Zombie's H2, I think, really fleshes things out. And people bitch about the White Horse and the ghost of Deborah Myers. You gotta go, buddy. And I don't see the problem with that, because no less than 3 times do they tell you about the fucking White Horse in that movie. There's a fucking title card at the beginning of the goddamn movie. If you can't understand it after that, that's your fucking problem. Okay? The movie itself is well written, it's bizarre, it's unique, And Rob Zombie does something that nobody else in the franchise history could do. He ended the fucking story in 2 movies. And if you watch the director's cut, which is the one that most people own on DVD and Blu-ray, because the theatrical cut is very hard to come by, he kills Laurie at the end. And he kills Michael at the end. And he kills Dr. Loomis at the end. So, it's over. It's fucking done. Which was brilliant. I love the way it was done. Next up, number 4, is Rob Zombie's Halloween. The reason I rank this one lower than, or higher than Part 2, is because it was the first. I think Rob Zombie, yes, made the family white trash and whatever. He gave Michael Myers a reason to do what he does, and destroyed the very foundation of what the Michael Myers character is in many ways. But he did it in a way that made sense for what he was trying to do. Because let's be honest, in 2007, the slow burn of Halloween, the original film, would not work. My cat's going nuts. There's probably an animal outside. In 2007, the slow burn of the original Halloween would not work in theaters. Fans would fucking shit all over it. So he upped the violence, and he upped the nudity, and he upped the kills, and he upped the sheer brutality of Michael Myers for a different audience. And I think he delivers on that 100%. And fans will bitch and whine and complain and piss and moan until the day they fucking die about this movie. Everybody knows that John Carpenter's Halloween is my favorite fucking movie of all time. Not favorite horror movie, not favorite slasher movie. It is my favorite fucking movie of all time, across the board. And yes, I am praising Rob Zombie's Halloween in the same breath as saying that John Carpenter's Halloween is my favorite movie. And please feel free to hate on me in the comments. That's fine. I really don't give a shit. Number 3 on this list is Halloween 2 from 1981. I thought it was a brilliant sequel. I thought it was very intelligent to do it on the same night as the events of the original film. And I kind of wish they would have done that in Rob Zombie's H2, which they do through the dream sequence. We all think it's the same night, when in all reality it's a dream sequence. But Halloween 2 is a great film. It really is a solid sequel to the first one. And really, I consider Halloween and Halloween 2 one movie, because they do take place on the same night, in the same town with the same people. So, to me, that's one movie. But, of course, it's not. It's on 2 different discs, 3 years apart. Number 2 on my list is Halloween 2018. And I never thought any movie would replace Halloween 2 on this list as number 2. But Halloween 2018, for what it was and what I expected it to be, really delivered on all points. Great script, amazing cast. It was funny in the right places. It was scary in the right places. And I'll tell you, I don't get scared watching horror movies. I don't get scared when killers jump out and kill people. But I do want to be entertained. I do want to be engaged. And there was at no point in this movie where something funny happened and it took me out of the movie. It was very well timed between the horror and the funny. Like the kid, Julian. Perfect. I love that character. It was funny. There was still tension. There was still terror. There was still horror. But his little quips were kind of funny and kind of changed things. And of course, number 1 on this list is John Carpenter's Halloween. Everybody watching this video who's paid attention to my channel or follows me on social media knows that Halloween is my favorite movie. This is what I would consider to be a perfect movie. And there aren't many. And yes, there are mistakes. I think there are 3 that people point out most often. So some people don't say it's a perfect movie. For me, it's the perfect slasher movie. Because it gave birth to so many, I don't want to say rip-offs, but yeah, for lack of a better term, rip-offs. I mean, Sean S. Cunningham will tell you that Friday the 13th is a direct rip-off of Halloween. And he said that in interviews. So, I mean, without Michael, there would be no Jason. And probably without Jason, there'd be no Freddy. So, thank you, John Carpenter, for creating the modern slasher. That's all I got, folks, this week. I bet this video is a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but those are my picks. Those are my rankings, 11-1. You can agree with them, you can disagree with them. I really don't care. But if you want to reach out to me, feel free. If you have constructive criticism or you want to actually have a dialogue about these movies, feel free to reach out to me. You can email me, themainmorgue@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter @mainmorgue, facebook.com/themainmorgue. Take care, everybody. Be safe. Stay home. Have some fun. Enjoy yourselves. And I will see you guys next week with another video. Take care, everybody.